back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. So today's video is going to be all about my October monthly favorites. However, I did not find that many beauty or skincare items during the month of October aside from the vanilla pumpkin body shop collection, which is amazing, but I'm pretty sure everyone is super sick of me talking about it now, so I'm just gonna leave a link to that video in the side if you want to go check it out. It's definitely a favorite, I'm just not mentioning it today. So today I'm going to feature a couple of skincare items and a couple of makeup items, and then the rest is just going to be miscellaneous stuff that I really enjoyed, such as my favorite mangas or my favorite anime, and also food, which I don't think I've ever mentioned before, but yeah, let's get straight into it. So my first favorite is Moondust eyeshadow from Decay, and I've got these in 3 colors. I've got them in Zodiac, in Intergalactic, and Diamond Dog. And these are basically very sparkly eyeshadows, or eyeshadow toppers depending on how you want to use them. I've had these since last year. In fact, I think it was around the same time as now, but last year. And I've dug them out from the depth of my collection just because it is coming up to Christmas and New Year's Eve, and these are so festive and so glittery, and I really like them. Now you can use these wet or dry. I prefer using them wet because the pigment is so intense. So I'm just gonna swatch them for you now so you can see what they look like. So this is Zodiac, and it's like an emerald green, and I think this would be perfect for like festive looks because it does look a little bit Christmassy. And I'll do a swatch for you. I don't know if the camera will pick up the glitter, but it is really glittery in real life. And this is it dry. Now I'll do a wet swatch as well so you can see how the pigment changes. So this is a wet swatch. It just becomes much more pigmented. And they all have like an eyeshadow undertone. So this one is like a neutral green undertone with some green glitter on top. This is Intergalactic, and it's like a lilac glitter with a warm violet undertone. And this is a dry swatch. And it's not that pigmented when you dry swatch it, but it becomes really pigmented when you swatch it wet. Like you can really see the glitter when you swatch it wet. And then finally, it's my favorite, which is Diamond Dog, and it's a neutral eyeshadow with kind of like a champagne glitter. And this is so wearable, even like not during Christmas or anything, but it's one of my favorites, definitely. And I'll do a wet swatch as well. It becomes like super pigmented. I actually got Diamond Dog as a gift from somebody because I really like Metal Gear Solid, and Diamond Dog is like a Metal Gear Solid reference. But I really wish that you could see the glitter properly because I don't think my camera is picking it up well enough. Like, I don't know if you can see that. You can definitely see it on the Intergalactic shade. Ooh. But yeah, definitely check these out. They're definitely a favorite. I'm going to be using them for the next couple of months too. My next favorite item is a lip gloss that I picked up from Urban Outfitters, and the only reason I picked this up is because it has flowers inside and looks super adorable. This is what it looks like, and it's really cute. And actually, when I was buying this, I initially thought that this was a lip balm, and I've been using it as a lip balm ever since, until recently when I actually read the packaging properly and it says scented lip gloss. I was like, oh, okay, alright. But this works really well as a lip balm as well. It kind of feels like a lip oil, and I know that this doesn't seem that special because it literally is a clear lip gloss with some flowers in it, but actually I think this would make an amazing stocking filler at Christmas time because it looks super cute. Like, this is so cute, I can't stop looking at it. Really pretty. And on top of that, it smells like cherries. But if you don't like the scent of cherry, they also had vanilla, cookie, and passion fruit. But cherry's my favorite, so I picked up cherry, and I really like this. I can't stop using it. This will actually encourage me to use lip balm because I never ever use lip balm. Like, I'm super bad at that. But yeah, definitely check this out if you haven't, maybe for a gift or for yourself. But it's definitely a favorite. My next favorite is a skincare item that I picked up from TK Maxx, and it's these Grate Your Face Deep Cleansing Nose Pore Strips. And I'm so annoyed because I wish I picked up more than one of these packs because you get 6 strips in a box for $2.99. And these honestly do a better job than the Pore Pore Strips. So much better of a job for better value. Like 6 strips for $2.99. Why didn't I get more? Honestly, they're amazing. They adhere to your skin super well. They're quite tough to remove. They're not painful, but they are a little bit tougher to remove than the Pore Pore Strips. They really clean out your face. Like, there's not much I can say about this apart from the fact that they really clean out your pores properly. And I've noticed that a lot of other pore strips, like Pore or any other brand like Boots or Superdrug Zone or whatever, they have some kind of a weird tea tree oil or eucalyptus or something film on the inside, and that is supposed to provide the antibacterial action to stop breakouts from forming after you remove your blackheads. But for me, that does the opposite. It literally gives me a breakout the very next day. Like, that makes no sense. But these don't have that strange film on the inside. I feel like these are really simple pore strips that you will apply, you will remove your blackheads, and that's it. You can apply whatever skincare you want to prevent the breakouts rather than having it incorporated into the pore strip. So I will definitely be searching for these. I've been looking for them online, and if you do see them, definitely pick them up. They are amazing, and for $2.99 it's really good value. So the next few items have nothing to do with makeup, nothing to do with skincare. They're completely miscellaneous. They're just things that I really liked during the month of October, as well as now. And I'm gonna start with Rihito Takarai's Mirror illustration book. And this is one of my most prized possessions in the whole wide world. I actually got this for my birthday from my cousin, and I absolutely love it. So Rihito Takarai is a manga artist, and I absolutely love her art style. I used to draw a lot of manga in school, and I used to read a lot of manga in school, and it was like my dream to become a manga artist. But as I went into uni, I kind of forgotten about that. But recently, this year, I've just got back into manga all of a sudden, and I discovered the works of Rihito Takarai, and I'm so freaking shook right now because her work is beautiful. So when I heard that this book was available, I asked if my cousin could get this for me for my birthday, and she said yes, and now I have it, and it is definitely one of my favorites. I think her most popular work is probably 10 Count, which is the cover of this book. These two characters here are the main characters in 10 Count. And if you don't know what 10 Count is, it could be a little bit controversial. I think the controversial part is how explicit it gets. Because in the first volume, nothing happens. Like, nothing happens. Nothing sexual happens at all. In fact, it's all about character development. And then when you start reading the second volume, it's like, bam! And I wasn't expecting that. I just wasn't expecting it, and I was a bit like, whoa. But aside from that, her work is absolutely beautiful, and her storylines are incredibly well developed, especially in 10 Count. So the front cover of the book is the two main characters from 10 Count, which is Shiratani and Kurose, and inside you also get quite a good chunk of 10 Count illustrations, but you also get her other works, such as Granoliers, or Granoliers, I'm not sure how to say that, I think it's Granoliers, and that's a fantasy manga, and Bride of the Fox Spirit, and I'm just going to show you because I put little stickies in here to, you know, for easy referencing. So I'm just going to open it up on some pages to give you some examples of what it looks like inside, because it would take me all day to go through the entire book. But you get 10 Count, and the illustrations are amazing. They're very detailed. And then you get a section that's dedicated to only the flower nose and capital of flowers, which made me want to die because it's tragic. I don't want to spoil anything in case you do read it, but it is a tragedy, and I didn't realize it was a tragedy until I read it, and I cried for 5 hours straight afterwards. It was just horrific. And then you get Granoliers. I've also seen it written as The Granary in some places, but it is a fantasy manga, and it's beautiful. It's so good. Look at that illustration, like how cool is that? And then finally at the back you get a glossary of all the works that have been featured in this book, and you also get a sneak peek into her workspace, which I thought was really cool. You get to see behind the scenes, and it's all in Japanese, so it's taking me years to translate everything, but I can read like a couple of English words there, like iPod Nano. But aside from that, I just think it's so cool to actually see like her workspace. So this book is incredible. If you do like 10 Count, or you like only the flower nose or capital of flowers, or you're just generally a fan of Rihito Takarai's work and you're thinking of getting this, don't hesitate, just buy it. I know it's quite expensive. I think this was about £38 to buy, including shipping, but it's just such a beautiful book. Honestly, I absolutely love this. Then I have two animes which I've been really liking during the month of October, and the first one is Nichijou. And I don't really know how to describe Nichijou aside from it being incredibly random. I think Nichijou is known as My Ordinary Life in America, and it's basically a slice of life comedy. It's very funny. I think maybe you need a certain type of humor to enjoy it, but I personally really like it. It just follows around the life of several different characters as they get into very weird comedic circumstances, and sometimes very awkward situations which they seriously overreact to. I think a lot of the situations that the characters encounter are just very ordinary situations that are magnified and escalated into something ridiculous because the character is so awkward they don't know how to cope. There's also really weird situations as well, and not all of the characters are completely ordinary. There's like a robot girl and a professor who created her who's like 8. And that doesn't make much sense, but it's really funny to watch. What I'm gonna do is link a clip down below of how I discovered Nichijou, like the clip that made me want to watch it, and please watch it because it's so ridiculous but so funny at the same time, because when I watched it I was like, what is this anime? Is there a point to this? What is happening? Like, what is happening? But it's so funny, so please watch the clip that I linked in case you're wondering what Nichijou is and you've never seen it. And if you have seen it and you know what it is, it's the principal fights the deer. Like, it's so funny. So if you're looking for an anime that's not too complex and doesn't have a heavy plot and is really easy to watch, definitely check out Nichijou. The second anime is also a little bit random and very funny, and it's Sakamoto desu ka, which is, haven't you heard, I'm Sakamoto. I've known about both the manga and the anime for years. For some reason, I've never read it or watched it, but I'm so glad I did. It is so funny. I think just like with Nichijou, you need to have a certain type of humor to enjoy it. So the story is centered around this guy who is incredibly ridiculously cool. No matter what he does or what bad situation he gets into, he just emerges from it even cooler. And everybody else sees him as this incredibly cool person who is just above them. A lot of the stuff that he does is actually quite ordinary, but because it's him and because of the way that he does it, to everybody else it seems amazing. Because he's so cool, everything he does just looks incredible. He also has a set of secret skills which are kind of superhuman. So he does regular things super cool, but he also does weirdly superhuman things as well. And I haven't figured out what he is or where he comes from, and I think that that's the whole maybe point of the anime, to make you wonder who is Sakamoto. But I've seen a couple of theories online and I don't agree with them. I do not agree with the depressing theory because it depresses me. So I'm just gonna ignore the depressing theory. But I think it's so funny and it's a really good anime and I find it really easy to watch. So definitely check it out if you haven't already. Okay, so the last item is food, and it's these organic raw coconut chips. And I've never had these before. And I initially bought them with the intention of making my Instagram smoothies look really cool. But so far I haven't made any Instagram smoothies because they taste so good on their own. I literally snack on these all day. They're so tasty. Like, have people eaten these before? Is this something that should be normal? Because to me this is new and exciting. So this has been my snack of choice all month, and it does say that it's high in fiber, but also it's very high in fat, so maybe I should restrain myself a little bit more. But they taste so good. You can literally put them on anything. You can put them on your oatmeal, you can put them in your smoothies, you can put them on your Instagram. They're just really good. So if you haven't tried coconut chips and you like coconut, definitely try them out. I've also seen that some places do coconut chips that are covered in chocolate, and that sounds delicious to me, so I think that's gonna be my next thing. So this is everything for my October favorites. Let me know if you've tried any of the products that I mentioned, or read any of the mangas, or watched the anime, or even tried the coconut chips. And I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave me a like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye!